Recently I got COVID, which made a lot of my YouTube videos sound very scuffed. What's up, champs? But we're back now, which means I can get, and by that I mean I can now clickbait the fact that I had COVID to tell you guys the story of my experience and get probably like 12 views from it, because that's what YouTube's all about. But before we begin, I want to give a great shout out to the sponsor of today's YouTube video, FireMonkey. FireMonkey is the YouTube channel where I post tons of Fortnite news and leaks and all that type of information on, and with COVID happening to me very recently, it made it a struggle to actually do my system where I had daily uploaded for over a year on that channel, and I somehow managed to still do it. Maybe because I'm just so talented at YouTube or something, and I have the best upload streak at every channel I've ever created, or something along those lines, but you know, that's not as important. So yeah, when I officially got COVID around a week ago, it was a struggle in the first few days. I didn't know if I actually had COVID or not yet, but I knew I was very badly sick, so I was just like, okay, I'm still gonna try getting a video out, but you know, with coughing and all this stuff, I'm just gonna do like a showcase video or something along those lines, because it's easy content for me to make for that channel, and I wouldn't have to actually speak, so I could give my voice some time to recover. But obviously, Epic Games is on break right now, so they didn't really have that much for me to be able to showcase out to my audience. But of course, I was stubborn, and I managed to somehow, even to this day, still find daily content to upload on that channel, whether it's me actually talking to the webcam like I'm doing for this video right here, or it's me just doing an in-game showcase. I managed to do all of that while still having COVID. So let's go ahead and tell you guys what the COVID symptoms I even had were. So on day one, when everything was first starting, you know, I didn't really feel that sick at all. It was like, okay, well, you know, I might be a little sick, but it's nothing too bad. It was just kind of like I could feel that my throat was sore, but there was nothing I could really do about it. You know, I could drink tons of water, I could do all this stuff, but my throat would always just feel like it was sore. And I was like, okay, you know what, maybe I don't have COVID, because this is a very small symptom for such a big virus out there, and I'll just go to sleep, you know, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll feel better. Go to sleep, wake up the next day, and bam, wouldn't you know it, I don't just have a sore throat anymore, but I have like a tension headache just like in the middle of my head that would not go away. So I was like, okay, maybe I might have something. I'm gonna go ahead and order, you know, like a COVID test online just to figure out what was going on, because for those who were unaware, shortly before I started having this sore throat and headache, my dad had actually tested positive for COVID, so it wasn't like it was off the table completely, like I've never been near anybody with COVID. It was something that could have happened, and I was like, alright, you know what, if I'm gonna continue getting sick and feeling worse each time I wake up, might as well take a test. So I took the test, and what do you know, you have to wait like 15 minutes after using this tube and stuff, but it comes out as positive. I do indeed have COVID. And now I had somehow managed to completely dodge COVID until this point, so I had a clean streak, a whole 2-3 years of COVID symptoms or whatever never happening to me. You know, I never had COVID, and then it just randomly hit me out of nowhere. You know, I thought I was like, alright, I dodged this long enough, we're starting to have monkeypox or whatever, maybe I just won't get COVID, but it appears that, hey, you can still get COVID no matter how long you tried dodging it. But believe it or not, me having COVID was actually kind of a good thing. Obviously, it wasn't good for the Fortnite channel or anything, you know, the actual companies and stuff that I'm running, and it wasn't good for, you know, my own personal health, I guess, but what it actually helped me do was just spend some time to sit down and think about what I wanted to do. And one thing I kind of realized and came to the conclusion of from that actual, you know, COVID experience, the time of me laying in bed or whatever, is I might want to start mixing stuff up over here on the commentary YouTube channel. What I mean by that is, of course, you know, I do the Isaac series, and of course sometimes I ramble on about some random nonsense, but what if on top of that I worked on some higher edited videos instead of just, you know, here's a non-edited video, and then here's a video where I'm just kind of rambling on for a little bit with very little edits, you know, putting my webcam up in the corner, putting the gameplay in the background, and all that type of stuff. I'll obviously still do that content because I like doing that content, but what if I started expanding, doing some bigger projects on top of it with some more memes and little weird edits added in there, as you saw at the beginning of today's YouTube video. I've recently been watching a lot of YouTube channels like The Yard, which is Ludwig's podcast, the Trash Taste podcast, and the people from those groups. So, for example, the Trash Taste podcast, I've been watching people like Giguk and the Anime Man, and I think, you know, it might be like interesting to start emulating some of their style of content in the future. Not exactly, you know, trying to rip their videos off and be like, this is my content now, because they're super unique with their stuff, but also trying to incorporate more stylistic choices, some of the stuff that make their videos pop out more, into my content in order just to make some more entertaining things things for you guys. But yeah, so recently I had COVID. It was kind of sucky. You know, I still kind of had COVID right now as I'm making this YouTube video, but because of it, I think I'm able to actually like inspire myself to make better content for you guys on this YouTube channel. So stay tuned for the amazing stuff we have coming down the line over here. Anyways, with that said, thanks for all the wishes to everyone over on Twitter who asked me to get better soon. Thanks to everyone who said the actual COVID test was me being pregnant, and that's why there were the 2 lines or whatever. Very funny. I appreciate it. And I will see you champs and champettes tomorrow with another YouTube video, probably. Peace out.